in, I could see 600-foot flame.
It's just miles and miles. The trees are just burned. There's like nothing there.
Angry and hungry, the fire chewed 1 million acres. It seemed that Yellowstone, born from fire, would finally be claimed by it.
Very sad. Very sad. I own this jewelry store. I make custom jewelry.
Greg Hugh Summers in West Yellowstone. He spent 25 years here, polishing and grinding, but he remembers the great Yellowstone fire like it was yesterday.
The other day is here 24 hours a day. We're on 24-hour evacuation notice. And there was hot embers dropping on the sidewalks and in the street. We did play Don't Worry, Be Happy on the stereo a lot that summer.
But the words were impossible to take to heart. Jewelry sat in the cases. There were no customers. But 6 years later, Greg is hard at work again. There was only one slow year after the fires.
The year after was better. The following year was even better, and now it's as good, if not better, than it ever was.
You'll hear the same story just down the street.
Hey, thanks. Is this new or something?
Only bear I'll see in Yellowstone.
The former president of the Chamber of Commerce makes sure tourists enjoy their stay. And there's more now than ever before.
Some people think that the park died, but it was just a continuation of its life cycle, and people are coming to see that cycle in progress.
Well, this is our first time to Yellowstone for any of us.
You can almost guess what tourists will tell you about the fires.
You get to see everything else in the park and just traveling through the fire. It's got its own beauty, similar to Mount St. Helens.
Old-timers say West Yellowstone has boomed. In fact, just look for the eagle. Bird for a lesson in how West Yellowstone has always survived.
Well, you can see the hillside over there. It's burnt over on the hillside.
Joe Eagle can dish up history right along with his famous Eagle milkshakes.
This picture dates back to 1908.
But then he's been around a while. In fact, the eagles have nested here for generations.
This middle picture is a picture of the Eagle family before I was there.
86 years later, there's a steady stream of thirsty kids and souvenir-seeking tourists. You can pick up a souvenir copy of the Great Fires or the Great Quake of '59.
Earthquake, that's 1959, and the people are still interested in.
Where the 1988 fire mowed down forests, the earthquake dropped half a mountain on the Madison River. It covered a campground, killing campers, blocking the river. Today, stands of bleached trees mark Quake Lake, and the old-timers haven't forgotten.
That's really something. Our business just quit, you might say, for the rest of the season.
But Joe Eagle knows there's a give and take to life in Yellowstone. The business earthquake and fire threatened to take, Yellowstone's treasures have brought back.
Everything grows again. You can't help it. That's the way things go.
For centuries, storms of wind and rain have whipped through Yellowstone's grasslands and forests. But 6 years ago, nature sent another storm, a firestorm.
To see the whole yards and hundreds of miles of stuff that's burnt is fascinating, just to see that how fast the fire can take out a mountain and take out a field, a forest within like that.
John and Lisa Tellefson have never seen anything like it. Miles and miles of lone sentinels from a fire that scorched almost 1 million acres.
Look straight down there, right along the pine tree.
But then the Tellefsons and other roadside tourists have never seen anything like this either.
Moose.
When you get caught up watching Yellowstone's marvels,
3 or 4.
it's simple to accept the scars fire left behind.
beauty and the rejuvenation of the forest. It's a new life.
This area burns as hot as any place in the park. When you walk through here, the ashes would pop up around your feet.
Don Despain has spent 2 decades studying Yellowstone's ecology. He remembers the big day the fires hit.
20, 30,000 foot smoke columns in the air, 200, 300, 400 foot flames. And after the fire, it was like the bottom of a barbecue pit.
Since then, the burned-out forest has become not only Despain's laboratory, but a rich garden.
Well, this is leafy aster, and it has an underground reproductive system that's networked all through this whole hillside.
Everywhere you look, there are new plants, abundant fireweed, pine grass, even a surprise aspen where one hasn't grown in recent memory. None would be here if it weren't for the fire. It's as if nature apologized.
Once we get over the idea that fire is an evil thing, that it's a part of nature, and then we can start to look at it as this is nature, and there's a beauty in that as well.
From the forest to the grassland, Despain sees beauty where others saw disaster.
Yes, this was a sagebrush flat before modern man got to this part of the world. These areas burned on the order of 25 to 30 years.
This place, like the forest, has good soil, lots of moisture. Most people driving by would never know it was ashes 6 years ago.
Well, it helped the grass. It set the sagebrush back, but it didn't eliminate the sagebrush. Now, birds that nest in bushes don't have as good a nesting habitat out here right now as they will in a few more years, or as they did before the fire.
Despain knows another fire will come.
Fire doesn't destroy everything. The fire is a part of the whole natural system.
A system rich in plants and wildlife, where bighorn rams slow traffic and tourists crave for the best shot.
Waiting for the big geyser to blow here.
Where Old Faithful never disappoints.
Yes, Old Faithful.
Sun comes up, sun goes down. Faithful goes up, faithful goes down.
Where the promise of destruction and rebirth is as sure as the yearly migration in this land born from fire.
I think we need to learn how to live with an ecosystem that has fire in it, because Yellowstone's going to burn again. And it doesn't matter what policy we have or how many airplanes we develop to drop chemicals, and it doesn't matter how much fire power we can bring towards putting that fire out, it'll burn again, because that's the kind of system that we live in.